All right, quick video. I wanted to finish up my Bible tracking layout for Notion. I started the other day talking about how I wanted to use it for my reading tracker, and then I got this idea of kind of designing something in Notion. I don't know, so I like Bible reading plans, and my goal is this year to stick with a plan. I want to do the 90-day plan. However, I am always in other places of the Bible, and so I'm curious how many times I actually read the Bible, like cover to cover, without realizing it. I don't track it, so I don't know, unless you're doing like a 90-day, you're doing a year plan, and you're just working your way through assigned reading. So what I did, let me actually click over here and I will show you. So if you're not familiar with Notion, Notion is if you go to notion.so, Notion is a productivity app. It's basically like Evernote and Google Calendar. It's like a to-do list app. It's kind of an all-in-one program. But the cool thing about Notion is you can design it however you want. It's really it's just out there. And it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. So it's a good thing if you're like me and you can't kind of find that one system that really works for you, and you want to make it look good, and you don't really like the way that Evernote looks because there's not much you can add to it. Like, it's just pretty straightforward. It's a good thing in that way. But it's also a bad thing because you can spend hours upon hours just building stuff just to build stuff. So I will warn you with that going forward. I also want to say that I am not affiliated with Notion. I've used productivity apps, all of them, Evernote and Google Drive and OneNote. I've used bullet journals, physical journals. I've used everything. Notion is that one app that I seem to always come back to. And I think this time around, I think I've got a good handle on it. I've learned more about it, and I've designed a pretty good program, I think, for this year coming up. So this is my 2020 Bible tracking. And what I did, you are looking right now at the master list, all the books of the Bible. It's the gallery overview is what it's called. And as you scroll through, you can see that there's every book listed. And what I've done, because this is something I like about Notion, it gives me the ability to customize. I like the way this looks. This is very appealing to my eye. I like it. So I have gone through each book of the Bible, and I've placed a commentary as its cover photo. Each commentary that I selected is one of the top 5 commentaries for that book. So if you're interested in using this template and you wonder why did I arrive at those commentaries, it's because they're one of the top 5. So if you're interested in purchasing a commentary, these ones are recommended through Ligonier. It's a top 5 commentary. I would highly recommend them as well. So that's why those icons are on there. And most of these commentaries I have or I've used, and so I would also recommend them from a personal standpoint as well. But you can see here that I have every book, all 66. Pretty cool. Didn't take too long, but I just love staring at this. It looks really good. I'm actually a little bit under the weather, and I told my wife I want to go downstairs and get this finished because I've been really excited about it. So that's the gallery view. But then what you can do is you can actually select over here, and you click. You can name these however you want. Just click on default view, and then you'll get a big master list of all of the books here. And if you like it that way, you can leave it that way, but you still have your icons and everything, and then you can add little tabs here, and you can track whatever you want to. So as I was going through, I want to use this to keep track of my Bible reading. However, I think this is a good way to develop almost like your own Old Testament survey, New Testament survey. If you're not familiar with that term, like a survey would be just a quick overview of the books. They'd get you the author, the date, and then like a quick note about it. You could do that with this. If you'd like to kind of create your own database, you can really actually take it as far as you would like to. My goal with this is just to do my tracking for Bible reading, and I plan on doing this year in and year out. So what I'll do is I will have I have not put anything in yet. So before I start using it, I'll go over here and I'll click duplicate, and it will create a second one of these lists. And all I have to do is, you guessed it, change the name to 2021. And so now next year, I don't have to go through all of this again. And then I'll just keep copying and copying, and I can do this for as many years as I plan on. But what I did, and this is kind of where I'm not really sure how I want this to look. There's not really like an easy way I could figure out. So basically, you just open and there's check boxes, and you go in there and you just click whatever you did for the day, and then it's off. So that's off your reading. So I am through chapter 22 of Genesis. So let me get caught up to there. 22. So there I go. So that's what I've done so far. My reading plan has taken me through chapter 22 these 2 days. And then let's just say, like, if I spent some time in, I don't know, Galatians, I'd go down to Galatians and I read chapter 1, and then I read chapter 1. Now, the only thing about this is you can't, like, I've got to figure out the next thing to do. You can export a lot of this data and turn it into something else. There's not really, I haven't developed yet how I want to be able to view, like, what chapters am I missing without having to go to each book. That's what I've got to figure out yet. That is, I'm going to build. But I really wanted to show this because I'm trying to use Notion for everything. As I mentioned in the other video, I'm trying to keep everything this year in one program. I'm trying to do my content planning for Theology Nights. I'm trying to do my reading tracking in Notion. I'm trying to do. I actually created like a quote board where I've saved like images of quotes that really sort of inspire me, and so I can quick access those when I'm having a poor mental health day or something. I need a little kick. And then I have a storage link where I'm just dumping articles and podcasts and YouTube videos that I want to access at a later time. So I'm going all in on Notion, I think. And if you know me, I've said I'm going all in on Evernote. I'm going all in on OneNote. I'm going all in on Google Drive. I've said it about every program. I really have. And, admitting my own fault, I am sort of the person that goes gung-ho about setting up the program and learning it and really getting excited about it and then not using it. So I know that I'm at fault for a lot of the errors that I've had with previous programs. However, I was talking with a friend of mine leading up to 2020. I just told him I want this year to be different. I know like how to do these resources. I mean, I'm like right next to me, I've got 3 journals that I'm trying to incorporate. I've got scripture journals that I'm trying to incorporate. I really want to be intentional about being engaged, because the way, this might not be for you, but the way that my life works from a productivity standpoint, the way that it works is when I am just all over numbers and data, and I'm monitoring it and I'm tracking it, and the look of this inspires me, and so I think that's why I am going all in with Notion. I think because it's so, the program's beautiful. It really is. I have no complaints. I need to learn a little bit more about it from a stance of like how can I pull data out easier. I was going to use Logos to track just my Bible reading. But then I thought, like, well, I have an app on my phone. I have the Logos app on my phone, which tells me my reading schedule. So I'm not reading in Logos because I'm reading in a physical Bible, but I'm also reading on the go from a mobile app. So I decided I'm going to do my tracking inside this because I'm doing my book tracking in it as well. And I'm doing some other tracking. And I'm trying to condense everything into one program. That seems to be the issue with me, is I'm all over the place. I have Google Calendar, and then I have Google Drive that I'm doing this stuff at, and then I'm writing sermons in Logos, and I'm tracking books in Goodreads. And I just wanted to do away with that this year. I wanted to have one program. So again, I am not affiliated with Notion. This is not a sponsored ad. This is not them paying for me to do this. This is me just, here's the template. Feel free, I'll post the link in the comments. Feel free to take the template and change it around if you would like to. If you would like to modify it and add some columns, and if you see something that you add that you think would be beneficial, let me know. I'll add it to mine. We can connect and we can chat more about it. But I hope, again, I hope it's beneficial to you. It has been for me. I like the look of it, and I already have some great ideas of what I'm going to use it for in the future.